Hi, my name is Jamie Rue, and today I want to talk about character motivation. Okay, so I haven't filmed a video in a hot second, so excuse if this video is weird or if I seem weird. I'm a little bit, out of it. Also, sorry I've been gone for so long. I've had a crazy, year, basically. Hopefully I'm back for the summer and beyond that. I wanted to talk about something today, and as you can tell by the title, it's about the Percy Jackson series and the Harry Potter series. I want to make something very clear at the beginning of this before I start. I really, really love the Harry Potter series. I love it. I'm a Ravenclaw. I own a Ravenclaw cardigan and pajamas, and I know a lot about the series. I love it. I take the Pottermore test once a year. But I want to talk about one big difference between these two series. Actually, in the first book, in The Lightning Thief, and in Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone, Sorcerer's Stone, whatever. I'm going to be calling it the Philosopher's Stone, mostly just because, that's what I keep doing today. But I'm going to be talking about the first books in both of those series, and one huge thing that separates those two books for me, and that doesn't mean that the first book in the Harry Potter series is bad, or that the series is bad. There's just one thing in the Percy Jackson book that I think is better. I think it makes the book better. And it's a thing that applies to a lot of books. I'm using these two books as an example because it is the clearest parallel that I could draw. I don't hate Harry Potter. I love both of the series. Don't come for me. So like I said, I'm going to be talking about the Percy Jackson and the Harry Potter series, so there are going to be slight spoilers. I'm not going to spoil the entirety of the book, but I'm going to spoil some parts of it and talk about generally the main plot. I'm not going to go into too much detail, but if you don't want either of these two books spoiled for you, goodbye. So in case you don't know, Percy Jackson is about a boy who finds out that he's a demigod, and he goes to a summer camp called Camp Half-Blood, where demigods go and train. Basically, a situation arises where it turns out that someone has stolen Zeus's lightning bolt, his main weapon, and Percy's being blamed for it. So he and a group of friends go and try to retrieve the lightning bolt. Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone, or the Sorcerer's Stone, depends on where you're from, again, is about a boy who finds out that he's a wizard, and he ends up going to a school called Hogwarts, where it turns out that they're trying to guard something within the school called the Philosopher's Stone, or the Sorcerer's Stone, again, whatever. They find out that someone is going to try to steal it, so it's up to him and his friends to prevent that from happening. In my opinion, these books have pretty obvious parallels. Obviously, they're both about kids who find out that they're different, and they go to this magical place, and they have to go on a quest with their friends. So what is it that I'm saying is so different about these two books? So both of the protagonists in these books are trying to prevent a pretty apocalyptic scenario from happening. If someone gets their hands on the Philosopher's Stone or the Sorcerer's Stone, they could become immortal, and that could be a huge problem, especially if they make someone bad immortal, and which, it can very well happen. It's suspected throughout the entire book and eventually confirmed that the person wants the Philosopher's Stone to give it to Voldemort, who was essentially wizard Hitler, sort of, and wanted to wipe out everyone but pure-blooded wizards. And in Percy Jackson's case, if they don't find the lightning bolt, then Zeus and Poseidon are gonna go to war and destroy the whole planet almost in their huge fight that's gonna happen. So there's a lot at stake for both of these characters, and there's like I said, almost apocalyptic scenarios that are going to happen. So what really makes these two different? In my opinion, what makes these two different is that one of them has a personal motivation and one of them doesn't. Let me explain that a little bit. In Harry Potter, he wants to stop Voldemort from getting the Philosopher's Stone, and so do his friends. Harry, Ron, and Hermione don't really have a reason for going on this quest beyond the fact that they are the main characters of the book. I will say that Harry Potter is the chosen one, but then that still leaves Ron and Hermione, who don't have many reasons for going on this quest beyond just being Harry's friends. They don't have personal stakes in the matter. They don't have something to lose. Now, take Percy Jackson. In Percy Jackson, all three of the main characters, Percy, Annabeth, and Grover, have reasons for going on this quest. Grover, who was supposed to be a protector, had failed to protect a demigod in the past, and this is his chance to redeem himself, and this is Annabeth's chance to prove that she is more than just a student that's been at Camp Half-Blood for 5 years. This is her chance to prove that she can do more than that. And for Percy, there's real personal stakes involved, because at the beginning of this book, his mom gets taken by the god of the underworld. In this book, Percy cares much less about the lightning bolt than he does about his mom. And that's what you as a reader care about too. You want this kid to get reunited with his mother. That's the goal. So all three of these characters, beyond the fact that war is going to break out between two of the most powerful gods, have a reason for being on this quest. Whereas if you look at this one, they don't. There is kind of a subliminal thing where Ron wants to kind of be better than his brothers, or at least stand out from them, and that's kind of the thing, but they don't have actual reasons for being on this quest in particular. There is nothing that personally binds them to the issue. And again, that doesn't mean that this is like a terrible book. By absolutely no means is that the case. Again, this is like best-selling book like ever besides the Bible. So again, it's not that this is bad, it's just that I think that adding the personal layer to this book makes it a little bit better. It makes me care more about the characters, especially the characters beyond Percy. It makes me care about the broader story more. It makes me just care. It makes me want them to succeed that much more. Obviously, I want them to succeed in this book, but I wanted that here too. So again, I just want to make it very clear, I love the Harry Potter series as well as the Percy Jackson series. I just think that if J.K. Rowling had found a way to tie Ron, Hermione, and Harry's motivations into the quest, that it would have been better. Hearing that all of these characters have a reason for being there, I don't know, that just adds, like, if they fail, not only does the world potentially end, but like all of those characters are personally devastated in some way. And isn't that really what fiction is about? It's about trying to connect to people and understand them and like feel like you are reading about real people. And I think that this made them feel like real people, having them all have personal stakes in the matter. What makes that character the one to save everyone instead of any other character? You know, like beyond the fact that Harry Potter is the boy who lived, what makes him so special? What makes, I mean, you find out at the end of the series, but whatever, like what actually, like from what you know in the first book, what makes him so special? What makes Ron or Hermione so special? Like, what makes them the people to solve this instead of any of the other students in the school, beyond the fact that they're kind of belligerent? And of course, a bunch of different characters in the Percy Jackson universe probably would have wanted to prove themselves too, or whatever. But you don't know that for sure. Knowing exactly what these characters want and what they're going for, and seeing whether or not they're able to get it at the end, that's a much better payoff than them just saving the world, in my opinion. So I think that if you're writing a book about a huge apocalyptic scenario, something big is going down, I think that the characters need to have personal stakes in it as well, beyond the fact that the world is going to end. Obviously, that's a huge problem. And it doesn't have to be something monumental. It doesn't have to be, like, the biggest thing on the face of the planet. Even Annabeth just wanting to prove herself. I thought that that was a great motivation. But that's not what any of the characters in Harry Potter are trying to do. They're just trying to save the world, which, again, is fine. But having personal stakes in the matter just makes it so much more worth it. If people read fiction in order to connect to people and characters, then giving your character a special reason for being there beyond the obvious not only makes your story more believable, but it also makes it more impactful. This is something that I've been thinking about for a while. I just wanted to get it out there. I hope this helps some of you ever in your writing life. If you have any comments, leave them below and we'll chat and it'll be fun. I love talking with people in comments, so it's, you know, feel free to do that. All right, bye.